Have you ever questioned why some weeks you feel really good, really high energy, and versus other weeks where you feel super low energy, mood swings, and all the sad feels? Me too, girl. Me too. Until I found out that it is more than just your period that makes you feel like this. There are so many things happening every single month that I was not taught, and I bet a lot of you haven't learned about it yet. So I'm here to talk to you a little bit more about the phases of your cycle. If you are new here, welcome to the Uplifting Approach channel. I'm Alexandra. I'm a homemaker, wife, lover of Jesus, and a health lover as well. So if you're interested in any of those topics, make sure to hit that subscribe button because that's basically all I talk about. So today I want to talk to you about a day in the life in my follicular phase. It is probably one of the best phases that I ever get to have every month, and I just want to tell you what's happening and how I'm feeling. And if you haven't seen my previous video, it is all about the menstrual phase and how I felt during that time. You'll probably see a big difference in the mood and energy levels between both videos. I will link that video. And yeah, I mean, welcome to a day in my life in my follicular phase as a Christian girly. So according to science, the follicular phase is the first part of a woman's menstrual cycle, starting on the first day of her period and lasting about 10 to 14 days, though this can vary. During this time, the body prepares for a possible pregnancy, which I want to get pregnant soon, so I understand that. So here is what happens in simple terms. Number 1, hormones kick in. The brain releases a hormone called FSH, called follicle stimulating hormone, which tells the ovaries to get busy. Number 2, eggs start growing, which means in the ovaries, several tiny sacs called follicles begin to develop, and each follicle contains an egg, but usually only one will fully mature. After that, estrogen rises. As the follicles grow, they produce this hormone called estrogen. This hormone thickens the lining of the uterus, or the endometrium, to get it ready for a fertilized egg, just in case. Only one follicle will win, and by the end of the phase, one follicle becomes the star and gets ready to release its egg. All the others fade away. The phase ends when estrogen levels peak, triggering a surge of another hormone called LH, or luteinizing hormone, which leads to ovulation, the release of the mature egg. So in short, the follicular phase is all about growing an egg, preparing the uterus, and setting the stage for ovulation, which will be my next video, which I'm so excited about because this is the time when, if you are actively trying to have children, it is the best time, I guess, to do it. So now that you know the science behind all of this, let's continue my day in the life. Typically, what I do during this phase is I get all of my cleaning done, I get really productive. That's basically what it means. I get extremely productive. I'm doing everything. It is not my phase, and this is just me, it is not my phase to be completely creative. I am doing. So I am recording, I am editing, I am being a clean freak. I'm cleaning everything. So that's probably what you've been seeing. It's a lot of cleaning, lots of chores, lots of little things. And as y'all know, we are trying to move. So we are selling slowly furniture and things we have. So that's another thing that it's the perfect time to do. Something I want to talk to you guys about before continuing more is how the fact that I had birth control when me and my husband got married. This is my opinion, and I mean, you do you, but I would highly suggest anybody to just not do it. Just don't do it. Don't do birth control. Obviously, I am not a medical professional. You figure out what you want with your medical professional, but I wish I would have had some other videos telling me exactly what I'm telling you. Just don't do it. I think it's not really from the Lord, I'd like to say, because it is avoiding something that He created. I think that's why it's so important for us girlies to track our cycle, because we can also be careful if we wanted to and we're like in a position where you don't feel like you should be having kids right away. Obviously, when you are not on birth control, you have the potential of getting pregnant anyways throughout any part of your cycle, but there are definitely peaks where you could definitely get pregnant and other times where you're less likely to. So that is something that I encourage you to do. Track your cycle, figure out when is your follicular and ovulatory phase, so you know, like, if you're not trying to have kids, like, tone it down. Figure out a method to not get pregnant if that is what you are seeking. But in my opinion, I think it is a blessing from the Lord. So if you can, please have all the children you want. And yeah, something that birth control did for me, nothing positive really, besides not getting pregnant, was it caused tons of acne, which I've never had or experienced. As a Latina, Puerto Rican, I have good genetics, not to toot my own horn, but thank the Lord that we do have pretty good genetics. And skin problems were not a thing in my life until I was introduced to birth control, and everything changed. Now I know for some girlies, it's probably the opposite and they get prescribed birth control for acne. I would say don't do it anyways. Figure out a different way to take care of your acne without messing with your hormones, because once you're out of it, God knows what will happen to you. So just don't do it, right? So this was what happened to me. And as you see, I have tons of scarring left on my face. And though I don't get breakouts anymore because I haven't been on birth control for so long, it affected me enough to where it left a mark. So I just encourage you, if you're a believer, I know if you're not a believer, you're probably going to do whatever you want anyways. But if you are a believer, I just encourage you to maybe research it in the Bible. That is our source of truth. So our source of truth is the Bible, and just pray and ask the Lord for discernment in this season if birth control and just abstaining from having children is even a good idea for you. So everybody has their own beliefs in that. So I honestly was not ashamed, but I was convicted. And so was my husband recently, of the fact that we didn't have children right away when we got married. Probably we would have avoided getting the house we're in, which we've been trying to sell for almost 4 months. And there's just so much that could have been avoided if we would have had a child, so many things. We probably would have moved the first year of our marriage, but oh well, things happen, and I just want to help you not have to deal with that.